I hope you can hear me because I hope you can. I have my headphones in, so I don't know. I don't know. But I hope you're all having an awesome today. If you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Erica. I'm half of Artist Till Death. My husband is Jeff, and he is currently helping me with a project while I'm doing the live. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to let my mixer. All right, got it. And if you're new, please subscribe. Okay, I give up with this thing. Looks good right there. Hey, hey, hey. I have not seen the movie yet, but I look forward to it. Which pink do you guys think we should do for this video? Should I do a dusty pink or a bright pink? I am also using my mixed media Better for the Environment wraps. Nope, wipes. It's not a wrap, it is a wipe. I believe you guys have a discount code using ATD. You'll have to find all the information in the last video. I did a review on these wipes. So, what's up, TG? Okay, so I pulled Cotton Candy from Just Resin and also Dusty Pink from Color Passion. Which one do you guys think would be a better color for these here lippies? Something bright and what I would consider Barbie pink, or something a little bit more neutral? Or should I do a little bit of both? I did Posca pen these teeth, so they're not the most perfect, but this isn't a fake Barbie. This is real Barbie with real teeth problems. They're a little bit sketchy looking, but I'm okay with it if y'all are okay with it. Do you ever use oil paints? I will never use oil paints in, oh, it does look a little purpley, doesn't it? But only in some lights. IRL, it's this pink color, but it does have a cool tone to it. I do not use oil paints in resin. I do have an art degree wherein I did do a lot of oil paints. Is that your question? Are you asking about in resin or in general? I'm going to go ahead and split out this resin into individual cups, because if you've never worked with resin before, you want to get it into smaller cups as quickly as possible, or out onto your substrate as quickly as possible, so that it doesn't start to cure up on you too fast. The brighter looks purple. This one looks purple. This one looks purple. I mean, the brighter or the lighter? Okay, yeah. So I do work with oils, or I have worked with oil. I haven't done any oil painting in a long time. But I am well versed in oils, but I would not put it in resin because it's going to give you problems. Last time I used an oil paint, it leaked out of my piece and onto the floor, and it was not cute. right, so I'm going to show you what the cotton candy looks like. Ugh. It is very bright. In fact, I think they could have named it Barbie Pink. It's got a slight shimmer or pearlescence to it. So it's not like metallic-y. It's not like hyper sparkly. It's just got a sheen. Let me know if you guys can see it on here. Probably not, because it's not going to focus, because that's my life. But it's a beautiful color. And then this is the Dusty Pink. Actually, since I already opened this one, I'll probably go with this one. This is a cool tone, and this is a very warm tone. So I don't know about putting them together. I also have some of my Halo glitter. And actually, I'm going to pull my Oak Lawn because I think I want to do an ultra fine glitter in it. Or should I do a solid chunky glitter? You guys let me know. Super chunk glitter or super fine glitter. My chunky glitter goes actually better with the other pink, the Dusty Pink. But this is Princess Chunky Glitter from Color Passion. It's got all kinds of shapes, sizes, and textures of glitter in it. And then this is Oak Lawn. Give up. We love Oak Lawn. It is a glitter powder, so it's ultra fine. And it's makeup grade. You could wear it. But when it lays out in a perfect rainbow somehow. And it's not even going to focus. Oh, there it is. Nope. Okay, we'll stay back. But it's beautiful. I love it. So we'll use it. Meow. I'm going to mix. I'm just going to start by mixing I think a white so that we have a highlight. So I'm going to use my Top Cell White. Not going to need that much, so I'm going to pour some of what I poured out back in. What's up, Vamp? I never use the other what? Oh, I know, but I worry that since I have to put the color down so, nope, the resin down so thin that it will like show the texture. Like the texture isn't going to lay down like I need it to. That's my concern. So I'm using Color Passion's Top Cell White. I'm not looking for any cells or anything like that in this piece. I'm looking for just beautiful coverage. This is a super white. It is opaque. It is white. It's lovely. Okay. Okay. You are always extra, and that is one thing that we super love about you. All right. So I'm going to take not as much pigment as I typically would. Put that somewhere. Right there is good. because I may try to do this kind of translucent-y so that the glitter, the Oaklawn, is visible. But if it doesn't look good, I will go back in and add more pigment and just cover it up. So you can see the pearl to it now. It's got that lighter color sheen to it. And you can see how hard it's breaking on this stir stick. You can see the color under it. So it's translucent. So we can add our Oaklawn and not have to worry about it getting covered up too much. In theory, we'll find out together. It's very light, so if you breathe too hard around Oaklawn, it's going to get in the air and then it's going to stay there because it just don't care. You can see a little bit of the specks, but not enough. So we're just going to go ham a little bit. It's baby ham. That's more like it, but I need more of more like it. In my world, glitter is always an option. Get in there. Just a little bit more. Dump the whole thing. Well, just in case I decide to put a little bit of a different color in here with it, I'm going to refrain. Ugh. Okay. I'm going to start with putting highlights where they would probably be. So the highlights are essentially where if you had a really glossy lipstick on, it's where it would be. But if it ends up looking like not what we want it to look like, I'm just going to blend it in and it'll be great. I don't want it to look like there's icing on the mouth. And I think I'm going to go ahead and mix up a little teeny bit of pink with a little teeny bit of purple to get a shadow color. When you use our patented stir sticks that you can reuse a million times, not a million, don't quote me on that, but a lot of times, you just wipe them off in between each color or each use. And you don't have to buy 100,000,000 popsicle sticks. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, so we have a little bit of the purple. Now we're gonna add a little bit of the pink so that it's still in the same like color family. Sweet. This is just gonna be our shadow. I have never done this before, so we're gonna have a together adventure trying to figure it out. So since resin is just going to go where it's already been, I'm just going to put the resin out and then fill it in. And for a good portion of this, it's okay, Bowie. You're just going to have to trust the process because it's going to look like a hot mess. So I'm just skimming my resin along the lip line in order to kind of wet the lip in this area. And then the resin that we have down right now, the purple, our shadow color, it'll just fill in because it wants to go where it's already been, and I'm putting it where it's going to have already been. So I'm just scraping it along. You don't have to use this process on doing a lip, but maybe it'll inspire you to do some like designed resin piece that's not just, you know, a pour, which, you know, doing pours is amazing. But I always like to look at new and different ways to utilize mediums. And so I thought about this a long time ago, but I hadn't gotten around to actually doing it. And so now is the time. And just like with the other Barbie image we did, you don't want to put your resin out too high because it's going to run. You don't want to put too much resin down. It pours out at roughly 1/4 inch high, depending on your ambient temperature and what kind of resin you're using. So that's a little bit much. Resin's going to try to self-level down to about 1/4 inch. And so if you have too much on there, it's going to try to run and it's not going to be good. It's going to ruin your design. I've never really painted with resin, so this is going to be quite an exercise. I guess we can use this also for the lip liner. So let's line some lippies. I'm just scraping it along where I want the outer edge of the piece to be. This is going to be the extent to where my resin is going to be allowed to flow to. I want to keep everything within the purple color that we mixed. I don't have to hurry so much on this one. I'm using Stone Coat Art Coat for this piece so that I have a little bit more time because it is bigger than the Barbie one that we did. Have you guys ever painted with resin? You really want to keep your resin in as thin of a layer as possible in order to reduce the amount of travel that your resin may do. The more resin you have down, the more likely it is to go outside of where you want it to be. Ooh, if you hear squeaky toy in the background, that's Miss Ma'am. I started this lip piece like last year, I think. And I just never got around to finishing it. So I thought today is the day. And I think my marble background that I have on it is a pretty good background for just a solid lip piece. She's been sleeping all day. And now, because I'm going live, she's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you all of these sounds. But she's cute, so it's whatever. Swamper, so glad to see you in a live. Have you guys gone to see the Barbie movie yet? Sometimes I start these projects on live feed and I'm like, this would have been way better suited for a pre-recorded video. Because sometimes it's just boring, daunting things like this. And I'm like, people are going to hate me for posting a video or streaming something that's quite tedious and not that exciting to watch. But I'm glad that you guys are here watching me and giving me ideas. A lot of my best ideas come from y'all's suggestions. Sweet. So I'm going to keep some of this purple set aside. Now we're going to fill in with our pink. I'm not just going to pour it out though, because we want to keep it very limited to how much resin we have on the board. You don't want to super fill it up, because then it's going to break the surface tension of the outer edge, the lip line that we did. And it's going to run out and it's not going to be cute. So be advised. Thin for the win. So I think in order to achieve that, I'm just going to put some resin out like this and just get it around. Maybe I can just use my hand. Let me just put some out everywhere. Then we can just make sure there's no raw areas. I'm also applying everything in like directional lines. So right now I'm moving my hand up and down in a curve so that if any particles choose to, they're going to lay out in a rounded shape, just like it would if it was on a lip, a for real lip. I think I'm going to have to put more pigment into this pink. It is very soft, and you can actually see through it to the everything that's underneath the pink. What is that? Marble. Words are hard. I also think I may mix up just a slightly darker purple. But what do you guys think? So always directional. So I'm swiping in the lip shape curve. And that's going to kind of fold the particles that are in the pigment into laying a certain direction. In theory. You guys, this is looking way better than I thought it would. Like, I'm super excited about how this is turning out. Now I just have to make sure that it stays within the bounds that I need it, the resin to stay. I'm also going to be picking up some resin just removing it, because I think the worst thing that you could do, like the quickest sabotage you're going to give yourself, is putting too much resin down. The rabbit looks great. Oh, okay. I really like those oil derricks up there.
Just copied it and shrunk it.
All right, let's brighten up this pink. Just a smidge. You can still see the glitter in there. So since I knew I was going to add all this other pink, that's why I pulled some of that resin off a second ago. May have to do that again, but we'll find out. You don't care as long as we're going to bling it out? Well, of course we're going to add sparkle and pizzazz to it. Okay, I'm just swooping in that motion again, but this time I'm going into the white. And hopefully create like a glossy look, but if not, we're just going to go over it. This is probably the closest I've come to finger painting since I was a wee child. I am not mad at all about how this is turning out. But I want to know what you guys think and what I should change along the way. There are some things I'm going to have to go back into and adjust. But overall, I'm digging it. And since we're using metallic colors, we can make the particles do what we want them to do. We'll wake them up so that we get like the lines in the lip. Let's lower this some, shall we? I mean, if I wear a lip gloss, like glossy gloss, it a lot of times looks like this. Very sloppy, but still cute. There's a hair. I wonder what it would look like if I just did some of this. Looks like an oil painting. Well, that's pretty sweet. Wonder if people asking me about oil painting earlier was like foreshadowing to this looking like an oil painting. All right, I'm gonna mix up a little bit darker of the purple. Let's wipe off the stick first because we don't want to contaminate anything. If you get resin in your paste, you're just gonna have a puck. It's not gonna ever be the same. All right, every time you add more resin on, it's going to disperse and push everything out. And so if you don't do what I just did, if you already have a lot of pigment down, try to pull some off before you add any more so you don't end up with issues. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit darker for these like lip folds. I'm sorry, that sounds so gross. But you guys know what I mean. I'm hoping it looks right. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to blend it in, which I think is one of my favorite things about working with resin a lot of the time is if you don't like it, just blend it. Just blend it out. I think a lot of resin artists forget that they can remove whatever they don't like. Do you like it with that dark better before or after? JJ, I will come to your house and hurt you. I came for the tips and stayed for the lips. We should make a shirt that said that. I think. I feel almost like I'm doing an impasto painting because it's such thick resin, kind of like using the thick impasto paint. Very rough, very abstract, and typically I'm not into art with that description, but this I'm not mad at. But I want to know what you guys think. I should call my husband over here to tell me where I need to add things.
That looks good. That looks like something Prince would do.
Yeah, I think I like him on that side. That way it hides a lot of that land.
This is the thing. This is why I want to. We need to make this thing like bigger and then maybe down, because in the middle it's.
Yeah. I will as soon as the live is over, I'll redo it. What should I add to this though?
What? Why are you going side to side? What was that about?
Because I wanted it to be over there.
What? I mean, this looks fun and bubblegummy.
Does it look Barbie-y or did I put too much purple? I feel like Barbie had some purple things. I'm pretty sure. Now, I'm not going to do anything on the teeth or outside of the piece itself right now because it would end up just bleeding and kind of warping the design that we have right now. And I'm not even going to wipe off anything that's outside of the lip that's touching the lip. So for example, I just wiped off a little dot of something from right here, but I didn't wipe it off all the way up to the line because even though I'm using a wipe that's not resin, it is still liquid, and that would make my resin run towards that area because resin's going to resin. Just edging up some of my lines here, just like I do when I do oceans. But I'm always keeping in mind how much resin I have on the piece because you don't want it to go outside of what you have. Also, I'm popping the bubbles and that's it. I don't want to thin out my resin so much that it starts to run, which it will if you thin it out too much. So we're only popping bubbles so that we have a good complexion. And then that's it. Meow. I think that's all we can do with this, but I have a lot of resin left over. So you guys want to do some coasters or something else while this is curing? I'm digging it. It is very oil paintery. Dust free zone, you go. All right. I have one of these things that Jeff did. Little glitch lip. You don't have to adjust your monitors. It is done in such a way that it's supposed to look like your eyes are fuzzy. there's a paint splatter that is in my way, so I'm going to just fix that. We have the stencils for these lip shapes on our website, artisttilldeath.com. If you want to try your hand at doing some lip artwork and like the shape that we have created. This is called a prune. You know why it's called a prune? Because when Instagram models give that like slightly open mouth look, they're saying prune. And I know you guys are, you okay, Bubba? You get down. I know you guys are looking in the mirror right now, trying to see what your mouth looks like if you go prune. Just where your face is during those vowels. That is one of the best ways to do open mouth photos without looking like a codfish. You're welcome. Okay, Bowie, go lay down. His cough is much better. Thank you guys all for inquiring. What do you want, up or down? Want to get down? You want down? How about this? We'll put canvas in here. Come on, canvas. Let's go in here. Come on. You're not going to fall for it, are you? Cool. But we just hang out. I'm going to do this last piece and then I'll get you down. All right, just like the last one, I'm going to go ahead and put y'all, I think he's learned, just like Cujo did, how to get my attention by not feeling well. You want to get down? Come on. Right. Canvas, leave him. Stop. Leave him. She's in heat, so she's extra not listening. Not even in a mirror, just trying it out. That's funny. I sound like you, but instead of puppies, you have kids. I'm fully owned by my puppies. But you know, at least I'm aware, right? Doesn't that count for something? To know that you're completely whipped by whatever thing that you love so much. Okay, so I'm gonna start like last time and do all of the outer edges. In my opinion, it's best if you can frame your work when you're working with resin in this capacity. I think having a definite outline, a barrier, an end of where you're going to let your resin go to is important. Also, this is on a very cheap canvas instead of a cradle board, so it may still all run towards the middle. No matter what kind of fail safes I use to keep it from doing that. Okay, so let's start with this side. So I'm just giving it like a curved windshield wiper. I'm just letting it all blend together as I'm doing this. I'm not trying to mix my colors. I'm just letting them talk to each other. You guys, I may want to paint more things with resin now that this one turned out successfully. Well, successful in my opinion. Do you guys think it's a nailed it or a failed it? You're not going to hurt my feelings. Just let me know. What if we did that with a this? That looks more refined. Every time I pick up my what is this called? My stir stick from the piece, I'm taking whatever resin that it brings up off of it so that I'm not kind of muddying my piece. I think this is good. There's nothing I can really change with this one. It is quite a bit darker than the last one. That's okay. Dust free zone. I still have more resin, so if you guys have another couple minutes, I'm going to do another piece. I just got to run grab a board real quick. Y'all don't mind, do you? Well, some people do. I get messages sometimes that people are like, you're so unprepared. And it's true. You're not wrong. Well, I thought I had more lip pieces that I could work on. Turns out I don't. Coasters it is. Boop. Okay. I guess let's just do some smushes and see what we can make with pink and purple and white. I'm half tempted to mix up some aqua. I'm just gonna let it all, no, I'll let it smush off. And then we'll do, give up. Okay. Sometimes pulling these coasters apart, it's just ridiculous. Let that run a little bit. Nice. Barbie marble, anyone? Barble? Don't judge me. I mean, you can, but don't judge me. If I had a lip I wouldn't even know where to start if I was going to do lip without having at least teeth down first. Oh my goodness, I'm scared already. If it fails, we're just going to smush it. I know I had at least the teeth down on the last ones. This one's just going to have like sketch lines because there's no cleaning that up. Now I feel like I'm on the clock. We may put the teeth on this because why not? Ugh. It's going to be too much pigment, but we'll just wipe some off. My goodness. Just doesn't look the same without the teeth. Burp. Just drop some white in there and call it teeth. My goodness. It does look good. You drew that one on there?
Well,
I am doing a test so you don't have to, but it was a test fail. I'm just squeezing it and rotating it so that I can make sure that it's coming out all the directions, but it didn't come out right here. So I know that it's going to be a bare spot right there. So I'm going to just turn it. Now I have full coverage in theory. Give up. Yeah, we had that bare spot right here. You saw where someone put a thin layer of resin on the back of a canvas to help with sagging. I've done that. You can do that. But resin's expensive. I don't want to waste it. on the back of a piece that no one can even see. That's my only issue with that technique, but it definitely will help tighten a canvas. Maybe if you have some old resin laying around that you don't really, you got to use it anyways. That would probably be a good use. You can also do the trick about inserting board, like cardboard. It's gonna make a purple marble. It's so easy to do. You just swirl on just a little bit of color and then tilt it around. And there you have purple marble. Y'all saw how easy that was to do. You can put it on countertop just like that. For the record, I think I used only maybe 4 ounces for that entire lip piece. That's bananas to me. Need another cup. Do Barbie marble. I think I'm gonna mix just straight up halo as well. Not halo, Oaklawn. Gorge. All right, this resin's getting warm. Anytime I have leftover resin, I'll do coasters because when we have sales and do any kind of event, give up. These sell so well. Any coaster. I may have put too much purple in this, but we'll find out together. Just let whatever falls off just fall right onto another coaster. So soft. I love it. All right, I'm running out of time to be able to use this resin. We have this one and two more. I really like how that looks, that berry that's under the pink. I like underpainting anyways. I think it adds a lot of extra depth to a piece. Just maneuver this around a bit. And it'll be real Barbie marble or barble. I'm hitting it with heat in some areas so that it flows faster in that area, because when you heat up your resin, it thins it out and it makes it move. With marble, if you don't like what it looks like, you just keep tilting it around until it does look like what you want it to look like. If you have the luxury of a tilt. If you're doing a pour in place, then that's a little bit more difficult. If I had more opaque white, I would add it. All right, what else? I still have some translucent white. And still have some halo. And we'll put pink in there. You gotta have the swizzles, TG. Gotta have the swizzles. Love this work. You're from India. I am teaching a really sweet Indian lady how to do ocean pours this weekend here in Dallas. I love teaching one-on-one classes. So if you or someone you know are in the market for a one-on-one class, hit me up. Just a little swirl for interest. I'm gonna put, no, I'm not. I was gonna base paint it, but I'm not going to do that because that would be too much color. There's a lot of that purple down on this overflow down here. A little bit too warm, smoked a little bit. If you're ever doing resin and it gives you a puff of smoke, don't breathe it and back off with the heat. Let it cool down a bit. Shouldn't take that long. That looks marbly for sure, for sure. I just want to move some of that brighter pink back towards the center a little bit. I don't like this band where you can see the color of the coaster. So I'm going to try to put just one more line of our dirty pour through that. Oh, we got a little swirl, a little loop-de-loop. Thanks, TG. We're almost done anyways. I got one more coaster to do, and then that's a wrap. What do we want to do with this one? I don't even know because I don't have that much of any one color left. at all. I really want to try to paint something with resin now that what I would consider successfully did that lip piece. It makes me very excited about the potential for this medium, because I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure most people are under the impression that you pour it and then that's it. I mean, that's, I guess, what it essentially was initially used for. But if you can do other things with it, I think that just is exciting. Anytime you can take a medium and kind of change how it's used or introduce a new style of anything into a medium that people are kind of stuck in their ways about how you do use said medium, I think is super exciting. But maybe that's just me. What's up, Gail? So let's go check the piece that we did earlier, our lip piece, make sure it didn't move. Come on over to the dust-free zone. It's still perfect. Okay, I don't want it to hear me say that it still looks perfect, so we're gonna button that up and leave her be. That one's still kicking. And then these are the coasters we made. We did these two on Smush. I think we did that one and this one on a Smush. We made some Barbie marble, some Barble, another Barble, more barbly things. That one is tilted. You can see that halo start to, nope, Oaklawn start to float up. See that silvery, okay. See that silvery sheen in the purple? That is actually from the pink, that cotton candy. And so, if you want to know what colors I used today, the bright pink is cotton candy from Just Resin. The white is Top Cell White from Color Passion. I don't know if I have any more of that right now. And the purple is Berry by Color Passion. And then the glitter is Oaklawn. And that is one of ours. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something or were inspired in some way. And I hope you have an awesome evening. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys in the next video. Be kind to one another, because you never know what someone's going through. And always remember, we
do the test, so you don't have to.
Aww. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.